mama rolled out of bed and she ran to the police station. When the papa found out, he began to shout and he started the investigation. It's against the law.
Did you ever notice that I rarely stop in the control room during that 5:30 break? Did you ever wonder why? There is a reason. Because you break my heart. You break my heart.
How do I break your heart?
Well, it's what you had mentioned to me during the break. I don't know what it was in that last call, but the guy, or I, said something that triggered like 5 or 6 calls. And I don't know what in the hell was said. And, of course, all but one of them are gone now. And one of the reasons that they are gone, this is why I don't go in the control room during that 5:30 break, is because Jeffy is a decent man. And he tells people that call in at 5:30, oh, yeah, it's going to be a while. Yeah, how long, Jeffy? 40, 45 minutes, something like that. And then they all drop like flies. Patty on his cell phone. Patty, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hey, Bob, how are you?
Excellent.
Good. I just wanted to make a comment about that last gentleman.
Okay.
I take my daughter to just about one game for every home stance, and, you can find $3 seats, $1 hot dogs. I mean, it's a great time, and you can get in inexpensive.
Well, as I told him, the prices there are not unusually high for Major League Baseball. Right. My recollection is they're just about in the middle. About half the teams are more expensive, half the teams less.
And they've only been around, second year. Give them a chance. They're great. It's a great ball team, and they'll get better in time.
Well, that's what they said in Chicago too. They're still waiting.
Well, we waited and waited for this team, and now we have them. So we need to support them, and they can do it.
Okay, Patty.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Now, I had forgotten to tell you that lottery lady, she came back a third week. Only, as she was walking through the door, she started saying, I'm not here to sell lottery tickets. She was, but she was trying something much, much, much more subtle this time. She had a laminated copy of the check that they had won the week before, which was the second time they had won. Now, the first time they won, it worked out to, I forget if it was 43 or 47 cents per participant, which, as far as I know, they distributed.
I think they rolled it over.
I don't know who in the hell would have carried in those big sacks of coins to give out 43 cents, but this check was for somewhat more. This was for like $1.50, $2 a piece, which she announced that they were not going to distribute, but would put into the following weeks. So I said, lottery lady, why are you doing this? And she said, because I need the money. And I said, gig doesn't pay very well, does it? And she said, no. And I said, no, I'll bet you feel as though there isn't really any opportunity for advancement. And she said, well, no. And I said, I'll bet there isn't any dignity or any pride in what you do. And she said, well, no. And I said, lottery lady, instead of spending all of your time dreaming and hoping and wishing and crossing your fingers, why not go to LANOP? They'll teach you how to become a Novell or a Microsoft certified engineer. Novell and Microsoft, the leaders of the network industry. Wasn't that clever? I thought that was really clever. Offer certifications which open the doors to success so you don't have to play the lottery. When you pass the Novell certification test, you're going to become a CNE, a certified Novell engineer. Passing the Microsoft test will earn an MCSE, a Microsoft certified engineer. Buying all of those damned lottery tickets only makes you a bag holder. Well, being a Novell CNE or a Microsoft MCSE can and will guarantee you an opportunity for a better job, more money, and independence. And you know what? The training is so good with LANOP. The training is so complete with LANOP that everyone accepted into their program will pass the Novell and the Microsoft certification tests at least 1 out of 14 million times. No, the first time. It's not like the lottery, the first time. So let me give you the telephone number. Area code 813-354-0893. 813-354-0893. You won't have to play the lottery. Ever, ever, ever again. I can't wait for her fourth visit. Let's go to Brian in Tampa. Hi, Brian. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hey, Bob. How you doing? I'm at work here, so if I have to cut you off a little earlier here, then bear with me. It was funny that you're bringing this up. There was a local publication that had a whole article about how bad the lottery is because it's taking money away from these impoverished people or people that can't really afford it or the people that are playing it.
Well, of course.
And I thought, well, who's holding a gun to their head? You know, who's making them spend this money to do this?
Well, no one is making them, sir. They're desperate people, and they're taking advantage of these desperate people. And by the way, if you ran the lottery as a private business, you'd be in jail now.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right.
I mean, what they just did a couple of months ago, in essence, lowering the payoff by a third and restating it so it looks like it's still the same amount of money.
That's nice, huh? You know, and that's part of the reason why I don't even get involved with that, because I think it's all just a big scam anyway. And
well, it is.
The money's not going exactly where it's supposed to be going. But, hey, I'm glad you and I think alike on that.
No, the money's going exactly where it was always intended to go, sir.
Let's you and I start up our own little lottery.
I'd rather not.
Okay.
Okay.
See you, love.
The money's going precisely where they told you it would go. Into the education fund. And everybody, when they were putting that lottery in, told you that it was not in addition to, it was in place of money that was already being spent on education. And that the whole purpose and reason behind it is because it was a voluntary tax, which meant they'd have a couple of $1 billion a year coming into Tallahassee that they wouldn't have to put out in other taxes that were involuntary. Basically on people who earned a lot of money. Hey, what can I say, dudes? It's not my fault you didn't listen.
It's the radio show made of money.
Tampa, Florida, WFLA country. Hello there.
I found out I couldn't talk so money talks.
Just as you are learning your craft, you also have to learn the craft of handling money. And it doesn't come by osmosis. It doesn't come with some magic potion. It comes with effort.
Bruce Williams.
Money talks.
Weeknights at 10 on 970 WFLA.
I hate my glasses. They get in my way during the game.
Tampa Bay Lightning head coach Jacques Demers talks about the inconvenience of wearing glasses.
When I'm watching video, when I have to go to the airport, at times, it's been, not often, but it has been times where I've forgotten my glasses. I know if I don't have them, I can't see well without them. So it stops me from doing my job well.
For a whole new outlook on life, call the Weinstock Laser Eye Center at 727-518-2020. That's 727-518-2020.
Still to find some heavy traffic northbound on the Bayside Bridge over 60 onto McMullen Booth Road up through Drew Street, continuing on north there. Kennedy west of Del Mabry and Tampa, an accident at Church. Just had a report of a breakdown, apparently taking up a lane, Del Mabry and Columbus. And in Brandon, they'll be wrapping up that serious accident for a while longer, eastbound 60 for Brandon Boulevard, just before Kings Avenue. Right lane have been taken up with that investigation. 275 southbound, not too bad. A little bit of a slowdown around Gandy. Rest of the way on down if you're headed toward Tropicana Field in good shape. Skyway Bridge also checking in clear. But traffic every 10 minutes on the 10s. Gary McHenry, News Radio 970 WFLA.
Hello again, Mr. Stickler.
Oh, hello again, Jenny.
Can I get you something new from our Perkins summer menu?
Jenny, you never seem to hear anything I say. Well, maybe this will help.
I never try anything new.
Oh, you got a new megaphone.
Yes.
Well, for your information, only 2 of the 11 entrees on Perkins summer menu are brand new. The others are all longtime favorites.
Oh, very clever, Jenny, but your numerical weapons are useless against me.
Our new entrees are Rancheros Burrito and a new Chicken Crisp Caesar salad. All our other exciting customers really enjoy them.
Oh, and I'm not exciting?
Well, never mind. Our bacon and double cheese hoagie burger, chicken tender dill melt, shrimp tortilla salad, and key lime pie aren't really new. So, which one are you going to order?
You think you can trick me into trying something new on a technicality?
Oh, my son's going to law school. The technicality was his idea.
Well, tell him.
No contendere, habeas corpus, order in the court, and bring me my usual.
Oh.
And I am exciting.
Perkins summer menu for a limited time at participating Perkins. There's always something new cooking at Perkins.
Speedy's Pizza, we toss them, they're awesome.
Hi, I'd like to order a large combination pizza.
Large combo. Where do you live?
Oh, we just bought our house, so let me think. Turn left off Clover Drive into the quiet wooded cul-de-sac.
Right.
Our house is the masterfully crafted split-level home with sweeping views, 2-car garage, elegant terracotta roof, pink stuccoed walls, French doors, and dramatic floor plan. It's a real must-see. In fact,
Lady, your address would be just fine.
There's nothing quite like the feeling of owning your own home. And at IOWN.com, we make home owning simpler. We'll help you shop for a low-cost mortgage from a choice of leading lenders. Our personal loan consultants will help you find the right loan. And if you apply now, we can lock in your interest rate instantly. Just visit IOWN.com. With the money you save getting a mortgage online, you can order a lot of pizzas. IOWN.com. The best loans online.
Equal housing opportunity.
Here is Zone 1450. WFLA.
Commercials are more effective if you use real people. So on the line is Angie McPhee, a Geico auto insurance customer who saved over $300. This is not an actor we hired to play Angie McPhee. It's the Angie McPhee. So in your own words, tell us, are you Angie McPhee?
Yes.
There. Unmistakable proof that Geico customers are real and save money. In 15 minutes, you could save 15%. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. 1-800-947-AUTO. Geico Direct, the sensible alternative.
I watch you come in here night after night. You sit over in the corner where there ain't no light. You got a beautiful smile, but you don't have fun. Something about you, baby, been left undone. You've been over here in the dark so long. I ain't no doctor, but I know what's wrong. You never been rocking up. You never been rolling right. You out testing nervous. You know, honey, you too uptight. You never been rocking.
See if I understand this correctly. Last week, they went and passed this in the House. It's not law or anything like that yet. They went and passed this constitutional amendment to protect us all from people burning the flag, to protect, in essence, the government from people protesting, burning the flag. And pretty much the same crowd that did this tells you that they need guns to keep the government in hand. So when they're pissed off, they can shoot. But when you're pissed off, they'll take your matches away. Okay. 5:54 is the time.
Join 970 WFLA's very own Jack Harris for the grand opening of the AMC Veterans 24. It's on Anderson Road in Tampa, and it's on Thursday, July 1st, starting at 6 p.m. The Hooray for Hollywood ribbon cutting is a benefit for the spring of Tampa Bay with Hollywood-themed entertainment, food, and recently released movies in the Bay Area's newest, biggest theater complex. Hey, tickets are only $25. Call 813-353-8108.
I don't think they're going to stay open too long charging $25 for a movie. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Movie, you get food. Come on. Entertainment.
It's just kind of like a one-time thing.
It's Hollywood-themed entertainment.
Oh.
Could be only a one-time
Can I have my screen back? Jeez. Let's go to Larry on his cell phone. Hey, Larry, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hey, Bob, you're the greatest, man.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you sure are, man. I appreciate what you've been saying about the lottery, just what you just said a couple minutes ago. I work for the
true.
Excuse me?
It's true.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I work for the school system. I've known it since day one. And, I've known that they took the money away and everything, and you're always right.
There's only one reason that the state puts in a lottery. One reason and one reason alone, and it's to keep from having to raise taxes.
That's right. That's right. That's absolutely 100% right.
Because they already so overtax the little guy, they can't tax him anymore, so the only place they can look is up above, and those people, they don't want to pay, so they put in a lottery.
Yep. And, since it's voluntary, who cares? You can join it or you don't have to. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. I don't really care, but I don't like to listen to bull crap that's not true, or people whining and moaning about, oh, they said it was all going to go to education. Yeah, every penny of it does.
Yeah, there's that share of the people in the school system that do that still, and it's spelled out for them every year in the manuals that come out and everything about the lottery and exactly how much is being replaced, from the state funds and everything. And, I don't know why they just don't pay any attention. They just want to bitch, I guess.
What are you going to do? Hey, well, thanks, Guy.
Hey, thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Let's go to Greg in Valrico. Greg, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Man, I can't believe that guy behind the double bulletproof glass is such a water Nazi.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, by the way, Bob, I wanted to thank you for the baseball tickets. This is the first time I've called in since the game.
Well, okay.
We had a really, really good time, even though you snuck out early. Of course, it was looking pretty dismal when you snuck out, so...
Well, that's not really the reason I left. The reason I left is because I normally go to bed around 10 o'clock.
Oh, well, Sue Trika said that your pants got too tight. That's why you left. That's what she said, man.
and I'm a water Nazi for abiding by the law.
Yeah, you are. Man, you know what I'm doing?
What?
It's sprinkling raining right now a little bit out here.
Yeah.
But I'm watching my oscillating sprinklers go back and forth over my beautiful, lush, green lawn.
By the way, an update on my lawn, which I've been complaining about dying for, 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
My wife begged and pleaded one more time, so she hired one more person. This is the God's honest truth. 2 weeks ago, I look out the window. I'm up in my office. I look out the window, and she's talking to some neighbors out on the street. So when I see her an hour or so later, I say, hey, what's the great gossip? And she said, oh, no gossip. They just had a question for me. The two neighbors wanted the name of the guy taking care of our lawn.
Oh, yeah?
It is almost completely back. It is one of the greatest miracles I have ever seen in my entire life.
Bet you're dancing around with glee, aren't you?
Ah!
Finally got that green grass.
I mean, for a lousy $30 a month, when I was ready to put out a couple of grand to replace it.
Oh, yeah, I know, man. I'll tell you what, I got an acre out here on a sand hill. And I had to fight with the weeds, and I had a full acre of nothing but weeds, and now I have lush, beautiful green lawn, and I can't afford to have anybody do it. I got to do it myself.
Oh, this guy taking care of our lawn now, he is God.
Yeah,
absolutely God.
What if you need a permit in Hillsborough County?
Oh, shut up.
Hey, you know what?
What?
There are all kinds of people around here that are putting those little well points in their yards, sucking up the groundwater. And most of them are rich people across the road over in the River Hills. I guess they're tired of paying
breaking the law.
Yep.
Jeffy, you don't get a cut of the fine.
You know what? They also.
The guy said he'd take me out to dinner a couple of times.
They sell kits on how to do it down at Home Depot.
I realize that.
What? How to turn your neighbors in?
Yeah, probably.
Oh. Hey, I got to get out of here.
No, they sell those at the brown shirt conventions.
Oh, that's where Jeffy hangs around on the weekends.
The Bay Area's #1 for news and talk. This is News Radio 970 WFLA, Tampa Bay.
6 o'clock. Good evening. Don Richards, News Radio 970 WFLA. Top local stories. Still a lot of questions.
In the Brandon area, still a lot of investigation if you're making your way eastbound 60 out toward Kings, just before Kings at Buckingham. Very serious accident. Right lane has been taken up with the investigation, and you'll find a lot of flashing lights continuing on the scene there. Latest in Tampa reported northbound 275 at Bird. As you head up toward Bush Boulevard, traffic's been slow there anyway. You're going to be hitting the brakes just to the north of Flora, Nebraska. By the time you get to MLK, it'll be a slow crawl all the way up. The traffic every 10 minutes on the 10s. Gary McHenry, News Radio 970 WFLA.
Tampa police trying to see if there are connections between the deaths of two women whose bodies were found not far from each other in East Tampa. They know that one, 33-year-old Deborah Patterson, was murdered. Her body found in the field in the 400 block of East Henderson Sunday morning. The case of 26-year-old Deborah G. is not as clear. She was found under a house at 310 East Oak Street Friday night. Cause of her death hasn't been determined. Driving drunk lands 25-year-old Stephen Owings of Hillsborough County in prison for the next 40 years. He killed 28-year-old Jacqueline Russell and her 6-year-old son Troy, according to state prosecutor Ed Schmall.
Here was an individual that had been drinking all day with his friends, was doing in excess of 70 miles per hour because of basically a dare. Somebody had passed him and he was angry about that. He went through that stop sign at 70 miles per hour, never with any intention to stop.
The accident happened in April of last year at State Road 301 and Rodine Road. Russell is survived by her daughter and her husband. The daughter seriously injured in the crash but has recovered. Pasco deputies say a woman who was shot in the head in a murder-for-hire scheme over the weekend, 20-year-old Melissa Kane of Holiday, remains in critical condition operation. Deputies say 25-year-old Anthony Sablain of Port Richey hired 20-year-old Shamel Thomas of Port Richey to kill Kane and her new boyfriend. President Clinton not swerving from his pledge to fix Social Security before cutting taxes, even with a rosier budget forecast. White House projecting an extra $1 trillion in budget surpluses over the next 15 years. Republicans say that improved projection gives the government a chance to fix Social Security and cut taxes, but House Majority Leader Dick Armey, through a spokesman, says that can only happen if the president wants to get it done. The Manhattan Convalescent Center in Tampa has been the first to succumb to Operation Spot Check. It's received abuse complaints in the past, but Assistant Hillsborough State Attorney Craig Clendenin says a surprise inspection found no major problems. He believes local nursing homes gotten the message.
I think all nursing homes got that, because obviously we're going to go after, I think to make it fair, we're going to go after the ones that have some history.
Clendenin says the second surprise nursing home visit will happen within the next month or two. Forecasters watching some disturbed weather in the central Caribbean.
The disturbance is primarily a cluster of strong thunderstorms in the central Caribbean, south of Cuba. And the upper-level winds in this area right now are not very favorable for any kind of development. But forecasters at the National Hurricane Center in Miami are carefully tracking the progress of this disturbed weather, because it appears to be heading for an area of the western Caribbean where conditions are favorable for the formation of tropical systems. They say it will take another day or two for the disturbance to move into that area, where it could develop into a tropical depression. Stay tuned to Operation Stormwatch here on 970 WFLA for updates. Robert Pankow, News Radio 970 WFLA.
One Los Angeles County worker may want to check with her psychic about whether jail is in her future. The woman is accused of ringing up a $120,000 tab on county phones with about 2,500 calls to psychic hotlines. You'd think they would have warned her.
You're so wonderful. You're so good.
You think I'm stupid?
I get all the sex I want. Oh, yeah.
Bumper music. We got the best music, period, in this town on the radio. Minutes after the hour. So as far as we know, there isn't any structural damage or the smoke's all cleared out from the fireworks and the game is going on time, right?
As far as I know, play ball.
Okay. 990 WFLA Hillsborough, 461 WFLA Pinellas. There are times I really, really wonder about who is out there in Radioland, who is out there on the other side of the dial. I get this incredibly lengthy, ponderous email bitching and moaning to me personally about WFLA TV and the Tampa Tribune, which of course are one and the same. And the fact that this individual informed them that the Reverend Billy Graham and his son, Franklin, do not accurately report their income. Yeah. So, presumably this individual thought that I would be so enraged that I would, I guess, do a show on it or something. Ain't gonna happen, dude. It ain't gonna happen. I don't care. Why should I care if Billy Graham doesn't accurately report his income? You know, he's not talking about for tax purposes. He's talking about for disclosure purposes. Why do I care? Why do you care? What difference does it make? And, of course, the individual's all been out of shape that he informed the, the television station and the newspaper. And, they basically, ignored him and didn't stop the presses and preempt programming and things of that nature. Why do you care, guy? Why do you care, and why do you think I would care? I just don't understand, man. I just do not understand. I mean, I got so many things in my life to worry about, and that has a relatively low priority. I mean, we had more than our fair share of fun with old Dr. Billy when he was in town. I think we got like 4 shows out of it by, simply stating the truth, and that is that, the man has never accomplished anything outside of providing himself with a pretty fair income and, building one of the largest mailing lists on the face of the planet. Outside of that, he's never accomplished anything, which is the truth. And again, what do I care? But nonetheless, whoa, 4 glorious days. 4 glorious days of... He has saved millions upon millions of souls. He is a great man. And then, of course, all of the other crap about, just last night, he raised 4 tons of food for the hungry. And, of course, we pointed out to the people that, no, he didn't raise any food whatsoever, that the people going to the stadium drove past scores, if not hundreds, of churches that could have used that food in order to take it and put it in a big pile in front of the stadium. And, basically kept that food from going to those poor churches for a week or so while they distribute it and stuff like that. But outside of that, who cares whether or not he discloses his income? Absolutely fascinating to me, maybe not to you. Article in USA Today talking about stock bargains. And the only thing that's really fascinating, and the only thing I'm going to just briefly pass over, is there's this little this list of questions that every value investor should ask. And the gist of the article is there are a lot of bargains out there. I mean, a lot of bargains and a lot of cheap stocks. And you should ask yourself, some of these questions like, why is the stock price down? Does management have a credible restructuring plan? And do I understand the business? The writer in USA Today did not answer these questions. Let me answer the questions for you. Why is the stock price down? Because there's more supply than demand. That's why it's down. And that's the only reason it's down. Does management have a credible restructuring plan? If you knew that, you'd be management, wouldn't you? Instead of some poor schlup out there hoping against hope to luck out and buy a cheap stock. Do you understand the business? Why in the hell do you want to understand the business? Why don't you try to understand stocks and what makes them go up and what makes them go down? One of the companies they're talking about is Gillette. You can study razor blades from now until the cows come home, and it ain't going to help you make any money, dude.
Devil Rays baseball at Tropicana Field. This is what it sounds like. And this is what it sounds like with FLA play-by-play cranked up in your headphones.
Deep release in front of the air, deep right field of the first pitch.
The moral of the story is simple. Devil Rays baseball under the dome in your ear. It's a whole new ball game.
You can't hit it harder than that.
A public service announcement from the home of the Rays. 970.
WFLA! More problems in Brandon. Eastbound 60, making your way out through the Brandon area. Had a couple of accidents reported over either side of Lakewood. And then the first accident, which occurred about an hour ago, still being investigated just before you get to Kings. That's going to be 60 in Buckingham. Had one in 60 in Hilltop. The other one is 60 in Paul's Drive. So all along Brandon Boulevard, you will find some flashing lights there slowing you down. We had the interstate system pretty good shape. Northbound still sluggish up through Bush Boulevard. And if you are headed along US 19 in Pinellas County, had a wreck south of Sunset Point. Number of vehicles involved in that one. US 41 in Lake Patience, up on the north side of Land O'Lakes. An accident with injuries in Pasco County. This traffic every 10 minutes of the 10s. Gary McHenry, News Radio 970 WFLA.
You know, the only thing I hate more than the heat around here is the person who says, but it's not the heat, it's the humidity. Oh, really? Ever heard of Death Valley? Does the Sahara ring any bells? Because one thing they ain't is humid. So don't tell me it's the humidity while my skin's peeling off from the heat. I got better things to do, like making my car blow air so cold I can stick a snowman in my seat and drive down the road laughing at people who don't know enough about air conditioners to take their car to Midas. That's right, Midas, where they'll take your favorite four-wheeled furnace and turn it into an ice cream truck. So whatever you're doing right now, just stop. Because if you're not driving around in a rolling refrigerator with power windows, you need to get to Midas, where they know more about air conditioners than you do about your own mother. So unless you want third-degree burns in the shape of a steering wheel, you better get your car to Midas, and you better do it fast, because it ain't getting any colder outside.
Come into your participating Midas shop now and receive a complete air conditioning inspection for just $12.95. Our certified technicians can inspect foreign or domestic cars and light trucks. Price includes inspection only. Refrigerant parts and labor are extra if repairs are needed. For complete details, visit Midas today.
Marvelous doesn't begin to describe it.
I made myself dizzy with logic. Marvelous.
The voice of reason.
Marvelous. I'm stunned to hear that myself. That's right. This is
The Marvelous Marvin Show.
It might be entertaining.
Weeknights at 8.
God help us all.
9/7.
I'm in a good mood again now.
WFLA.
Till the next call.
I've been telling you for a long time about Nature Med. Nature Med from DMC. It's a topical ointment that is good for diabetics, but believe me, it's good for anybody else in the world that suffers nicks and scratches and wants to get them healed quickly. Now, I can tell you about me personally. I had one nick on the knee that I thought was going to be a serious thing. I applied Nature Med, and in 2 days, that nick healed. Now, when you talk to diabetics, that's very important because it's little nicks like that that result in 60,000 amputations yearly. Nature Med. Please remember this. It's now available at any Walmart pharmacy department in the Bay Area and nationwide. It's also available at the Winn-Dixie Pharmacy Department. Now, if they don't have it, you go up to the pharmacist and you tell them you want them to get it. You can learn more about Nature Med at the DMC website at www.dmcrx.com. Nature Med from DMC. This stuff works.
Derby Lane presents The Lovebirds.
So, you two are newlyweds.
Oh, yes, just last Saturday.
It was a magical moment. And you're here at Derby Lane.
We're on our honeymoon.
I love you, my little snuggle bunny.
I love you, my big stud muffin.
Well, love is wonderful. Now, how about those greyhounds? Have you ever seen such beautiful animals?
Greyhounds?
What greyhounds?
Well, what about the Derby Club and that great all-you-can-eat buffet? Prime rib, shrimp, crab legs. How'd you like that?
We just live on love.
Well, there's the Plaza Sports Bar.
Not right now.
Poker in TL's card room?
Maybe later.
Yeah, maybe.
Wednesday is Derby Lane's last full day of live racing for $19.99. Be there and receive free admission and programs for both matinee and evening performances. Wednesday night, see both the Consolation and St. Pete Derby. As the first 2,000 patrons will get a free trifecta ticket on the Derby race.
Well, what about the Derby Lane? Oh, never mind.
I wish he'd leave.
Oh, pshaw.
Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago. Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Do you know anywhere where I can get free sex? Baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place, a sweet home, Chicago? Life is bad. Well, what I want to do, 6 and 2 is 8. Come on, baby, don't you make me laugh. Baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Oh, come on, baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago?
Here's an interesting article. I think this was covered on the that Bell show, Art Bell. A recent defector from the communist Chinese superpower told CIA officials that China plans to invade America by the year 2008. Oh, man. And to back up the story, he supplied them with a stolen map that showed all of America west of the Mississippi as part of Greater China. Wow. Now, if I had had him on my show, I would have pointed out that a country that basically doesn't have a navy, if he could get across the Pacific, why would the Mississippi stop them dead?
Look there, brother, baby, and I'll see what I see. Baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago? Oh, come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place, my sweet home, Chicago?
That's it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
We're done.
Well, yeah. Yeah, we're done.
Well, have a good night then.
I'll give it a shot, dude. I'll give it a shot.